Good morning and welcome to episode number 27 of a Finch's Nest podcast. My name is Heather and I will be your host today. I am coming to you today from a very sunny and warm southwestern Ontario after yesterday where it rained and stormed all day long. So today the sun is very welcome and such a nice treat to have a nice mild spring day today. So I haven't been here since January, I guess, but I have been crafting. I do have quite a few things to show you today, and some cute things for the grandchildren. I have a Christmas gift. I have a few interesting things, so we'll get into those in a minute. If you want to follow along with my making, you can follow me on Instagram at a Finch's Nest, and sometimes I'll be posting stuff on there of what I've been working on or the things I have in progress. I find I always have something in progress, but a lot of the time it's like gifts for my grandchildren or something like that, and I don't like posting it because then my daughter sees it and then it's not a surprise. So I'm often wanting to like, oh, I should post about this. And I'm like, oh, and I can't because I don't want her to see it. So more often than not, the things for my grandkids you won't see till after they've been given to them. But yeah, I do try to post things on there. I do have some really cute things to show you today that I made for my grandchildren that I'm giving to them this evening. So I had to quick get this podcast out. So yes, if you want to follow along on Instagram, that's the best place to find me. So I guess we can get started with some of the things that I have finished. I will do a bit of a life update, I think, at the end, just because we'll get right into the knitting today. Okay, so I do have a finished object, which is actually going to be a Christmas gift. And I think I showed these on the last podcast in progress, but these men's socks are finished. So I have 2 socks and I was able to get the pattern to line up pretty much perfectly. So that makes me happy because I like them to be the same. And I just remembered as I'm talking about these socks, I do have another pair of men's socks on my needles that I keep in my purse. I need to turn my phone off. Sorry. Yeah, so I do have another men's pair of socks in my purse that I work on whenever I am stuck waiting somewhere. And I forgot to bring them in today to show you, but I'm only partway through the first sock on those ones. So I'll show them to you next time. But this pair is done and I'm so happy. And these are one of the bigger ones that I need to make for Christmas. And that's why I wanted to do these ones first. So I'm happy to have one men's pair done because they take forever. What was I going to just say? I don't know. I lost it. Anyways, these are a 72 stitch sock and I did a 2x2 rib all around on the leg part and then just on the top for the foot. And I did the heel flap and gusset and just a standard toe. So these will be for one of my sons for Christmas. And I really like how these turned out. So the yarns that I used, I have everything in bags today because I have cats and I have one in particular who is obsessed with wool. And so now I have to protect everything because she will not leave it alone. Okay, so the main color was this one here, which I like when I don't have a ton left. I would assume there's enough here to make my grandson a pair of socks. And this is the Nako Boho, which I have never used before. And the color is gray mandala. It also has a color number, which is 82453. So I just have this much left. So that was the main color. And then the contrast colors was my standard Patton's Croy in the Gentry gray color. And if you're in Canada, this is on sale right now at Michael's for $5.49, I think, a ball. Good deal. So that's how those turned out. And I think they're pretty nice. Nice colors for a man. Something a little different. So, yeah, so hopefully they will be enjoyed. So I am kind of behind on where I would like to be for my Christmas knitting. But when I tell you the life update, you'll understand why. But hopefully I can catch up at some point. Okay, so my next finished object is the January socks. So I have mentioned before that I signed up to do the Colorwork Cuff Club with Summerly Knits. So every month you get a colorwork chart for the top of a sock. And the rest of the sock is just, your standard basic vanilla sock. And so every month you just get a new chart. So it started in August. Now some months we've actually had 2 charts, or sometimes we have like a more in-depth chart where you could just take parts of it out and stuff. So it's actually been a great deal because I paid $12 and I'm going to get more than 12 charts over the year. So these are the January socks and I love them. These ones turned out so cute. So this was a very easy, obviously, colorwork pattern, but I think it just worked out so perfect. I am in love with these socks. So, so this is the January sock, and I will tell you what yarns I used. So this was the contrast for the toe, and right in here. And this is the Barocco Vintage sock. And the color is 12076. Now this is a different combination, I believe. Yes. This is 52% acrylic and 40% wool and 8% nylon. But I had it in my stash and it was the perfect color to go with this other yarn. So the other yarns are both Legacy Fiber Arts, and it is one of the 4 Sundays of Advent colors from Christmas of 2024, and it is the Pat the Bunny micro sock kit, and it is beautiful. I'm so happy with these, and these will definitely be staying at my house. These will not be a gift. I just love them so much. So I've talked about the Legacy Fiber Arts 4 Sundays of Advent sets before. So basically you get a 50 gram skein and a 20 gram mini for the 4 Sundays leading up to Advent, or up to Christmas, sorry. The 4 Sundays of Advent leading up to Christmas. And I've done it now, I think 3 years in a row. And I wasn't going to do it this year because of, a certain thing called tariffs. But I think I'm going to do it anyways because I love her yarn so much. And this is kind of my yearly splurge of Legacy Fiber Arts. So so this was Pat the Bunny, and I love how these turned out. And this is such a simple colorwork chart, obviously, and I feel like I'll be doing it again and again, especially with these 50 gram and 20 gram sets. It was perfect. I had like this much left, which is so nice to not have an abundance left, but not playing yarn chicken either, which I usually am. But I can put these into a blanket or something now. So anyways, aren't they beautiful? So nice. So I love those. I'm getting interrupted. So I feel very distracted right now. Okay, so my next finished object is intended to be a Christmas gift as well. And this is a sweater for my grandson, and it has a bit of a sad tale. So I knit him this Blossom of Snow sweater, which I've used this pattern before to knit sweaters for my granddaughters, and my plan is to knit all 3 of my grandkids one of these sweaters for Christmas. So I did my grandson's first, and it turned out so cute. And that cat that I was telling you about, who's obsessed, got a hold of the sweater. So I have a little repair work to do now, which makes me very sad. But I will show you the damage she did. It's hard to believe that she would go after like a finished sweater, but she did. Thankfully, I love her to pieces, but as you can see, actually I don't know if you can see, but right here, there's like it's hard to tell what you can see. You can see that she's pulled it there. She's pulled it back here, right there, and this big one, and there's another one right here. So this one is the worst for sure. She has actually broken some of the plies of the yarn. So I'm just trying to figure out the best way to fix this. Obviously, I'm not going to rip it all out. I want to just do a repair on it. But I also want it to be durable and not fall apart the first time my daughter washes it. So I was so disappointed because it turned out so cute. Look at it. And it was so perfect. The color work just looks so nice. And that dumb cat. Oh, I was so mad when I found it. She did it in the night. We lock up our cats at night. So 2 of them go down to the basement at night and 2 of them sleep in my room at night so that they can't, claw the furniture or get into things. So she's one of the ones that sleeps in the basement, and we have a gate, and she, like an extra tall gate. She's learned how to jump on top of the gate, which is only about this wide, and then jump over. So my yarn is not safe anywhere in this house. So anyways, it's an adorable sweater. I love the colors. I love how it looked before the cat got it. But hopefully I can get this fixed up. So I'm hoping to pull all these to the back and then try to felt them a little bit. Yeah, and then maybe like take a small strand of yarn and try to, I don't know, secure them somehow. So that was very disappointing. But anyways, it is a really cute sweater, and I do love the colors. It just needs a little repair work. I can't believe it. It has to be repaired before it even gets to the toddler. He won't be so rough on it. Anyways, the colors I used. Are all in this big bag. So these are all Barocco Vintage. And I did talk about this on my last podcast, how I'm going to try to use a lot of the same colors for all of my grandkids' sweaters, just in different arrangements of color, so they kind of all coordinate a little bit. The girls will have some pink in it, but anyways, they're all Barocco Vintage. So this is like a denim-y blue. The light is changing the color a bit. It's a really nice denim blue. And this is 21184. And then this is the main color. Just more like a mid blue. And there's no tag in that one. Of course. I will find it and I'll put it in the show notes, which will be down below this video. This is the Barocco Vintage Baby, which is basically the same as the Barocco Vintage DK. And this is color number 10096. And this one is color 2192, which is this golden color. I'm not really a yellow sort of golden person, but my daughter really likes this color, so I like to make things for the kids, obviously in colors that she likes. And this is the gray, nice, very nice light gray. I'm thinking of making my grandson a cardigan out of that color, and that's color number 2106. And then one more, which is this light tealy sort of color. And this is color number 2136. So yeah, so those are all the colors that I used, and hopefully I'm going to be able to repair that so that it looks good still and won't fall apart on my daughter, because that would be devastating. But yes, it's a good job. I love my cats. So I am going to make myself some new project bags in the next, hopefully, week or two, because obviously all my project bags have to have zippers. She can get into anything. One night, actually the night she got that sweater, it was in a bag and I had put it upside down in my knitting basket and put a blanket over top, and she still got into it. So that's what we're dealing with over here, a little Houdini. So yeah, so I'm going to make all my project bags now with zippers for myself, so she can't get into them. She's right here. I have one of those cat towers in my sewing room, and she's laying on here like a little princess right now. So anyways, that was Levi's cute little sweater. So I have started his sister's, but I'll show you that in a minute when I talk about whips. So the little gifts that I made for my grandchildren are next. These are going to be taken to their house tonight. So they are going on a trip to Disney World next week. So they are pretty excited, as you can imagine. They are 5, 3, and 1.5. So they're kind of at that perfect magical age to go to Disney World. So they're pretty excited. So I thought they really needed to have a special hat to go to Disney World. If you were following me last summer, I had made them some cute hats, like summer hats. And I had used this pattern by Heidi and Finn. And I just threw everything in this envelope. You can just download it on her website, which is heidiandfinn.com. And it is the Arlo bucket hat. So you can do it like a patchwork with a zipper pocket or just plain. So last summer I did the zipper pockets. This time I just did the plain ones because I wanted to really focus on the fabrics. And this pattern goes from a 3-month size up to an adult's extra large. So one of those great patterns where you get your money's worth out of it. So these are the hats. These are for the girls. Oh, they kind of got crushed. I need to iron them a little bit better before I give them to them. But these are the girls. Minnie Mouse. They're just so cute. And on the inside, I put polka dots, of course, because Minnie would have it no other way, I'm sure. Aren't they adorable? And these hats, last summer, they fit really nice, and they stay on their head. They're a little, I wouldn't say they're difficult to make, but there is a lot of stitching. I don't know if you can see it all there. But on all the seams, you do some stitching and around the top. The hardest part is getting this circle to fit in nicely, but you just have to be patient. And then these hats actually are completely reversible as well. So they could wear them like this as well. So I think these are going to be the perfect hat to wear at Disney World. So those are for the girls. And then Mr. Levi got Mickey Mouse. It's so cute. It's hard to see the color there, I think. But I think this fabric is adorable. And then for his, I just put this nice, flip it so you can see it. It's kind of a rusty red. Yeah, the color is not very accurate. Oh, there, that's more. It's kind of a rusty red on the inside. So yeah, so even in the summer, if they don't want to be wearing Mickey Mouse, they can just wear the other side. So, and you can roll up the brim a bit too. They're super cute. So this pattern, like I've made it, 6 times now. So I'm definitely getting my money's worth. And I will make more because they're the perfect little hat. And it does shade their face a little bit, which is nice too. So yeah, I'm really excited to give them these. They have no idea I'm making them, nor does my daughter know. So they were here at my house yesterday, and they always come in my sewing room when they're here. So I had thrown something over top of them, like a piece of fabric, so they wouldn't see them. But I'm going to their house this evening, so I will give them to them. And I also made little hair clips for the girls, which of course, you know, like Minnie Mouse, polka dot hair clips. Of course, they need to have these for Disney World. So, yeah, I'm excited to give them these. I think they're going to love it and be excited. And I think their mommy's going to love it too. So I feel like half the time when I make things for them, you know, I'm making it as much for my daughter as well, because she appreciates handmade things, and we like to have them looking cute. So I think they're going to look adorable in their little hats for Disney World. So that was an exciting and fun project. And I had got this fabric at Joann's on their clearance sales. I took my last trip to Joann's a few weeks ago. If you don't know, I live right near the border of the U.S. And so I used to go over to Joann's and Hobby Lobby and Target all the time. But now Mr. Trump isn't making it so easy for me to do that. So anyways, I did go over and made my last trip to Joann's, which is really sad. I love Joann fabrics, and I was always getting stuff there, and it was always so affordable. So it's disappointing that they won't be there anymore. But anyways, I did get these on their clearance sales. So next I have a couple of bags that I made. These are not for me. These are gifts, but they turned out really cute, so I wanted to show you. My daughter, one of my daughters who is still at home, she had requested a bag with bee fabric. So when we were in the States the last time, I think it was at Hobby Lobby, she found this fabric with bees on and wanted me to make her a bag. So this is the bag that I made her. It's so nice and sunny out, but it is kind of not great for showing you the colors. But isn't that cute? Little handles on both sides. And then the inside is also the polka dots. And I think it turned out so cute. I definitely want to make myself some of these bags. These would be perfect for my sock projects with a zipper to keep my kitty cat out. So anyway, so this is one. And then I made another one using some rifle paper fabric, which I think turned out really cute. And it's got this nice blue patterned contrast fabric. And this, it's hard to see, but just this blue fabric on the inside as well. So this is also going to be a gift. I think it turned out really cute. And of course, rifle paper fabrics are always beautiful. So, yeah. So I like this style of bag. I think this is a good sock knitting size. It's not I like to have some bags that you can scrunch all up and throw in your purse, but I also like to have these more structured bags. So I'm going to make myself a couple of these. So, but these are gifts, and I'm happy with how they turned out. Running out of room here. I also just did a major cleanup of my sewing room in the last week or so, and it's getting messy right now because I'm in here doing this, but it's been so nice and neat and organized. Oh, I just love it. I don't like clutter, and I don't function well with clutter, so getting it all tidy, it's just been so nice. Okay, so that's it for my finishes. Now we just have what I'm working on. So I'm just going to move these out of the way. So I have not had a lot of making time. I'm trying to make time where I can, but life has been challenging. So right now, mostly what I've been working on is those sewing projects and the Colorwork Cuff Club. So I was trying to keep up, but that's not going to happen. I think I did the August socks and trying to think. I did August and September. I started October. I didn't do November or December. I have January finish, and I have February, March half done. So I'm trying to keep up, but I'm not keeping up. So, and of course now we just got the April chart, so I'm behind even more. But anyways, it's fine. So now my goal is to try to get just one done a month and then go back and finish them if and when I have time. So the next three works in progress are from the Colorwork Cuff Club, and that again is by Summerlee Knits. So this was October. October was one of the months where we got two charts. So there was one with little ghosts on, and this one with apples. I'm just going to tuck in all these ends so you can actually see it. I'm not really a Halloween kind of person. I really just don't like Halloween. And I always took my kids trick-or-treating when they were little and stuff, but I don't decorate for Halloween or anything. So the ghost socks weren't really my thing. So I decided to go for the apples. Now this pink yarn, it's two different pink yarns. My son had given me for my birthday, I believe it was. So I really wanted to incorporate those. So I didn't want to do red apples, so I did these green apples. So I do like these. I think they're really cute. But as you can see, I didn't even finish the first sock. So I need to get back to these. I would like to at least finish this one. But I would really love to have the pair. They're just so cute. So yeah, so those are those for October. And the yarns that I used. This white one, actually I was looking for this for something else I was working on. Now I know where it is. This is a Leo and Roxy basic socks in the not quite white color. I didn't think of looking in this bag. I was literally looking everywhere for this the other day. So I was looking for a white, like a more white, where most of mine are like off-white. This one was the one I wanted. But anyways, there's that. And what else do we have? This is the green of the apple, which is the Uni Merino Mini. I've talked about these before. In color number 120. And I also had, this is for the leaf on the stem, which you can hardly tell that it's darker. But it is. And I believe this was just a scrap from something. Sorry about my computer. Let's see if that'll quiet it down. Yeah, so this was just a scrap from something. And then the brown for the stem is this Regia. And this is color number 02903. And then the two pinks were these. And these are the Lang. Let's see if I have the other one in here. There we go. The Lang J Wall Superwash. And the dark pink is 83.0119 and the light pink is 83.0109. And these are 50 gram, what are these? Balls? Hanks? Skeins? But they come like this. And these are the ones that come with the thread in the middle to reinforce your heels and toes. See, which I just realized I forgot to use on that first sock. There are these little spools of nylon thread to help give more durability to your heels and toes. So I love these. Whenever I have this kind of yarn, I always use these, except obviously I forgot this time, but I definitely will use it for the toe. Maybe I'll leave it out so I won't forget. Yeah, so that's the October sock. Pretty cute, eh? I like them, so I need to get back to those. And I have a feeling I might be using the wrong size needles because they just feel very... I'll show you. I feel like the gauge is a little off. So I should probably double check that. But yeah. Anyways, those are my apple socks. So at least I have lots of time to get them done before apple season comes back. And again, that's the Summerly Colorwork Cuff Club. And this is my February and March socks. I feel like I'm all humble jumbled today. Oh dear. Okay, so back to our Colorwork cuffs. This is actually, I'm gonna get the sock blocker so you can see it better. I have really been enjoying this Colorwork Cuff Club. It's like so exciting at the first of the month to see what kind of chart you're going to get. And most of them I've really liked. The April one, I could do without, it's fine. It's not my favorite. I was kind of hoping for like umbrellas or something like that. But anyways, I might do it. Or I might go back and do one of the ones, I think it was August. There was 2 charts and I liked them both. So I might go back and just do the other one as my April sock. But anyways, here's my February sock. Oh, this one I really like. It's very cute. So you can hardly see it, but right in this area, there's some pink. And so the plan was that the foot was all going to be in that pink color. But then when I started knitting the foot, it really had like a purple undertone, which really did not go with the rest of the sock. So I ripped it back and just did the red, which I'm really happy with because I feel like if you're going to have Valentine's socks, you might as well go on all out and have a beautiful red pair of socks. So yeah, they are very cute. Now this part was not in the pattern. I just added it because I thought just added something cute to the sock, but adorable. Adorable. Now this was another one of those patterns where she suggested you could do the cuff like this, or you could have just done the heart pattern, just like around the top of your sock. So there's lots of options, and sometimes she'll do things like, I think for this month it was just a plain foot, but sometimes she'll do like the chart and then a striped foot, or I'm trying to think what else she's done. Oh, I think there was one month where it was like a regular size sock, or there was a modification to do a shorter sock. So the pattern, instead of just being on the cuff, the pattern was all down the sock. So there's lots of different options. It's definitely worth the $12 that I spent, definitely. So anyway, so this is February, and I do not have the second one on the needle yet. And then I moved on to March, and I love this one too. This one's a shorty sock. Look how cute is that? Little daisies. And I'm just using yarns that are in my stash, which is so great. Some of them are just like little bits left from other things, or yeah, it's fun to use up some of these, and it's fun putting the colors together when you get the pattern. So yeah, so this is the March socks. Now this one I have started the second sock because I love them, and they're fairly quick knit, so because they're a shorty. So I've gotten, I think, halfway through the color work, so I should be able to finish the color work today and then just get on with the rest of the sock. And once I get past the heel and that, I can throw it in my purse and work on it when I'm not home. So now colors. This could be tricky because they're all in here. Okay, so this is the main color of the March sock, which is Regia 4-ply, and the color is 02747. So that's the main color there. The light pink is the Uni Merino by Universal Yarns, color 107, just like my favorite color. And the golds. I don't know if I have a tag for this one. I don't think I do. No, I do not. So I don't know what that one is. But it's the perfect. I had 3 different yellows in my collection of yarns that I was looking through, and I could not find the right yellow. So, but this one worked the best out of them all. Now, originally I wanted to do these daisies white with the yellow, and that's why I was looking for that white yarn that I couldn't find. So they ended up being pink instead, but I think they turned out cute. And then this sock here, the red is Patton's Croix, and that is color number, well, it's called red, and it looks like it's color number, it looks like it's 1510, but it's hard to tell, but it's just called red, and it's just the regular Patton's Croix socks, which you can buy at Michael's, or yeah, I was gonna say or Joann's, but no, you can't. So that's the red. The white or off-white is Online Super Sock 100, color number 0023. And again, I will put all these yarns in the project or the episode notes underneath this video. So that's the white. The gray is another, oh, this is the diamond. Diamond Luxury Footsie, it's called. I've had this yarn for a long time. I have no idea where I got it even. And the color is color 202. It is a nice gray. And then what else do we have in here? The teal was just a mini skein that I had. It was a Legacy Fiber Arts left from something else. And then the light pink was this, which I believe was a one of a kind, and it's from Bramble Ridge. She's a Canadian dyer. It's really nice. So this is what I originally wanted the foot to be. And it looks really pink here, but when it got knit up, it had like a purple undertone, so it wasn't gonna work. But anyways, that's my cute Valentine socks. So I need to finish those. The April sock is, I believe it was a cloud with raindrops. So I don't know if I'm going to do it or if I'm going to go back and do that other August sock because I really liked that one. but we'll see. We'll see how I feel when it's time to cast on another one. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. I'm really glad I signed up for that, even though it's taking most of my knitting time, which means the Christmas gifts aren't getting done right now. So, but I guess it'll be done in August, so that'll give me some time to catch up. So I was going to go back to the sweater that I was knitting for my grandson. I forgot to tell you what size I was doing for him. So Levi will be 2 in June. So I'm doing the size 2 to 4. And then Chloe, which is the second one that I've started, I'm doing her the 4 to 6. Same pattern. So I've only just started hers. Everything's tangled in here because, of course, my cat got into the bag. Just trying to figure out which. Yeah. So I've really just done the ribbing for the collar. So this is done top down. There we go. Oh, it looks like my cat got this one too. Look at that. Oh, that one I will rip back and fix it. Little stinker. Anyways, so that main color is the Barocco Vintage Baby in color 10096. So this will be the main color of her sweater. And it's going to have, let me see, I have it all written down. So hers is going to be this as the main color. And then she's going to have the light teal, the gold, the off-white, the gray, and the pink. So she'll have a few of the same colors and then some pink thrown in there, of course. I can't believe the cat got this one too. Oh, that kitty's so bad. Oh, she's so cute, but she's so bad. Yeah, so now I'm glad I saw that though, because I can rip it back now and fix that. So, and I have these cute needle stoppers on here. And Chloe loves flamingos, so it's cute. I have them for her sweater. And I picked these up at my little local yarn store that I've told you about that's in the lady's house. It's called Country Yarns. So, and that's where I buy all of my Barocco yarns from. She's great. She'll order in anything I need. Fabulous. Fabulous. It's just this little tiny store in her house, but it's perfect. So that's all I have on the go right now. I don't even have any big sewing projects right now, I don't think. I'm trying to think what I've got going on in here. Now it's all neat and organized now. I don't know what's going on. No, that's not entirely true. But yeah, I'm not kind of in the middle of a big project. I do have a quilt that I would like to make as a gift for a friend. There's a story behind that, but I'll tell you that story another time. I'm sure she doesn't watch this, but just in case, I don't want her to find out. So, yeah, I do have a quilt that I want to make, and I would need to have it done for like June. So I should probably get going on that soon. I'm just looking around my sewing room to see what else I have. I do need to make myself some project bags. That needs to be a priority. I'm hoping this weekend I'm going to get a little bit of time. Yeah, so I can work on those. So I guess I'll just pop into life stuff because it kind of explains why I don't have a lot of time. But so if you followed me for a while, you'll know that my father fell last Easter and he has been in the hospital ever since. And he did finally get discharged from the hospital last Wednesday, which was 363 days in the hospital. And now he is in a long-term care home or nursing home, which frankly it's depressing. it's it's lovely there, and the staff seem great, and they seem to really love him, but it's depressing. My dad's always been so busy and active and like never sits still, and is always tinkering with things. And with his Alzheimer's, dementia, he is not like that anymore, and it is the worst disease. It's just, you lose your loved one little by little, and it's just very difficult. But anyways, we have him at the nursing home now. I wouldn't say the transition was easy. He seems like, I don't know how much he understands, because his dementia or Alzheimer's, whatever, has affected his speech greatly. Like, it's very difficult for him to communicate now. And he will have moments where he can communicate and say, like the other day, he said to me, "Mom's coming here," because he was looking for my mom. But then other times he says things and you have no idea what he's talking about. So he can't communicate to me how he's feeling, which is hard. So you really have to watch his behaviors and his just everything to see if, is he okay? Does he understand that he's been moved? Does he know where he is? Does he know that we're still coming? All this stuff. So I've just made a point of being there a little more in the last week and a bit. So, it's been a year. Let me tell you, it has not been easy. And, who knows how much longer we have him for. So I'm trying to just let everything else go at this point and just enjoy every minute that we do get to be with him. So, it's been hard. So my sister is supposed to be coming in a couple weeks, and that will give me a little bit of reprieve, because she can help with my mom, because I'm still having to do a lot with my mom because she doesn't drive anymore, and she has lots of appointments, and I take her to see my dad sometimes. She does live in a retirement home that has a little bus, like a shuttle bus kind of idea, and they take her to see my dad twice a week. So that's helpful. But that's the way life has been lately. And I always have knitting with me, and sometimes I do knit when I'm at the hospital, especially if he's not really, sometimes he'll just sleep a lot of the time that we're there. But if he's awake, I try to keep him mentally active, So then I don't pull out my knitting. But anyways, that's life right now. It's been a little bit crazy. But I wouldn't wish this on anyone. It's a horrible disease. But for the most part, he seems content, or he seemed more content before we moved him. So I'm hoping that as he settles in, he'll become more content again. Lately, he just seems very sleepy, and there was a couple days he was sad. So hopefully he'll get past the worst of it soon, because it's heartbreaking to watch. So that's depressing. Maybe I should have started with that instead of ending with that, because anyways, we are grateful for many, many years of having him. And it's when we're there at the nursing home. So my dad's almost 87, and there are people there. There's a lady there who probably is not far off of my age, and she obviously has early onset dementia or Alzheimer's, and it's heartbreaking. I can't even imagine. She has a little granddaughter who is like the same age as my grandkids, and she's in a nursing home. So we do have a lot to be grateful for. He did have many, many, many good years. So I'm grateful for that, but I would not wish this on anyone. Other than that, okay, let me think of something positive to end this with, because I'm not ending it like that. So my grandkids are going to Disney. I actually took my grandkids to see my dad yesterday. Actually, that was great. We took them, all three of them, to the nursing home, and they were a hit. All the old ladies were so smitten with them. It was the cutest thing. And they would just come and like hold their hands, and my grandkids will talk to them. They hold their hands. They're not afraid of old people, elderly people at all, because they've been visiting their great grandpa for the last year, when he's been surrounded by other elderly people. So for them, this is just normal. So it's really great. And the staff even were just so happy that we had brought them, because it really made everybody's day. So that was really fun. And the kids had fun. One of the PSWs gave them popsicles, and they were so well behaved, and it was perfect. So my dad pretty much slept through the whole visit. I don't even know if he knows we were there, but all the old ladies knew we were there. So that was great. And one older lady, she can still walk, and she's like an old Italian grandma is what she is. And she just came along and took Chloe by the hand and started walking down the hall with her. So, and then one of the PSWs just went with her to make sure Chloe was safe, but we just let her take her for a walk. So she took her, the floor that my dad's on is like, it's two different units, but it's basically like a big circle. So she took Chloe for a walk all around the circle, and Chloe had no trouble going at all. It was great. So we did make a lot of elderly people happy yesterday. So that was fun. And then tonight I'm going to go stay with my grandbabies, because mommy and daddy have to go somewhere. So that'll be fun. And then I can't remember when they leave for Disney. I think it's 4 more days. They've been doing a countdown with a paper chain. So I think yesterday when I saw them, they said it was 5 more days. So it must be down to just 4 days. So that's pretty exciting. I wish I was going with them. I wish I was going on a vacation. I could really use one, but not this time. Sometime I'll hopefully go with them. I would love to see them experience Disney World, but this is not the right time for me to be going anywhere. So I am needed here right now. Other than that, I cleaned my sewing room, which was a great project to get done. So I'm just finishing. I found some little tags. Let me see where they are. I found these tags at the Target dollar spot a while ago. And they're these plastic tags with like a clip thing on the back. I don't know if you can see it. But they will clip on the bins that you can buy at IKEA. You know, those fabric bins that fit in the calyx units. So the other day I got my Cricut out and I made all the words, which honestly is a fiddly job. But anyways, I've made all the labels. So I'm going to put them on all my bins. So everything's going to be organized and labeled. So that was a good job done. So anyways, I think that's all I have to share with you today. Yeah, I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I don't know what it could be. So I think I will end it here. I hope everybody, especially my American friends, survived the crazy weather that happened yesterday. We got a ton of rain yesterday, and quite a lot of thunder and lightning, but high winds, but nothing like the tornadoes that I saw in the States. So I hope everyone is safe and did not have any damage done from that. And I hope spring is coming to all my friends. We are anxiously awaiting it. Today is supposed to be 18 degrees here today. So it is sunny and 18, which makes me happy. So I hope you are enjoying your making right now. I am really enjoying my making when I have time. It's good for the soul. So anyways, again, I will put all the information down below if you want any of the color numbers or anything, or pattern names of what I've been working on. And follow me on Instagram, and hopefully I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.